this afternoon. It's very barren, right? There's barely any food to be found out here. And of course, no one knew this better than the Bedouins themselves. Now your Bedouins, they were a nomadic race, so they pretty much traveled wherever they needed to be, and they lived off of dates and camel's milk for most of the year round. If there was a celebration to be had, they would slaughter themselves a camel so they had meat, but other than that, in terms of protein, they didn't really have much on offer out here. Now of course, this all started to change about 2,500 choice then to use the falcons in wintertime only. So the moment your northern hemisphere started getting really cold, some of your falcons, like your peregrine falcons, your Seika falcons, they would start migrating over this area on their way down to Africa. And of course, this is when your Bedouins would acquire these birds. Now the only way you're going to be able to catch yourself a falcon is by using live food, preferably live birds. Right? They're not vegetarians in any way. Right? They're not like vultures. They won't come down for carcasses. So your Bedouins, they would catch a pigeon. They would tie this pigeon down, and of course this bird is now struggling to get free. Right? She's flapping, she's causing a bit of a commotion, and this is what your falcon sees. Right? Your falcons, just like any good hunter, are very good at singling out the weak or the injured. So they see that there's something wrong with this pigeon, they come down, they grab this bird, and of course your Bedouin has tied a trap to the pigeon's back. So this prevents your falcon from flying off if she's eaten her full, or if the Bedouin approaches that bird. Now of course he's going to be very selective as to what type of bird he uses. Right? He wants to use the biggest falcon he can possibly catch. If you're out here, the bigger your bird, the bigger prey she can catch for you, the stronger she is. And of course that is the female. She also will rely on her bigger body size to go for longer periods of time without food. Right? She won't be able to go and hunt for herself. So that is why the female is the larger one. Now once your Bedouin has caught his bird, he's going to start training her. He's going to start manning her, getting her used to him, getting her used to the campsite. He's going to get her used to the hood as well. He's going to start training her up using the lure or the tilwa, and then eventually he is going to go and hunt with his bird. And items he is going to go and hunt will be your habara bustard. Right, your habara is a nice big bird. A male can weigh up to 3 kilograms if you're lucky, and you can imagine 6 or 7 months of eating dates and camel's milk. You want to catch yourself a nice juicy habara. It was called the turkey of the desert. Right, other items you'll catch will be the Arabian hare or the desert hare. You'll catch pigeons, quails and partridges as well. So anything that your bird is willing to go and catch for you, you are going to go and hunt it. But that habara is going to be on the top of the list, just like Ray over here. Now what I'm going to be doing instead of hunting, I'm going to be demonstrating how the Bedouins train their birds to the lure or the tilwa. So you'll notice I've got a nice long piece of rope. At the end, I've got a nice juicy treat for Ray. Alright, nice piece of quail, right? So quail's a very small ground bird. It's a very good quality meat. This. If you go to a fancy restaurant, you'll pay a lot of money to eat quail. These guys are very spoiled. They get it every single day of their lives. Alright, so we've got a piece of quail, we've got a little wing on there as well, so it looks like an injured bird. Now I'm going to be swinging this around, and of course Ray has got to come in and she has got to try and grab this in mid-air. That's what these birds do naturally out in the wild. Now if she does grab it, I don't want her to just tap it or just fly past. She needs to grab hold of this meat, hold on, and then I'll bring her in. Right. Sounds very, very easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah? It sounds very hard?
No, it sounds easy, but it may be very hard.
Yeah, sounds very, very easy, but it is indeed very hard. Right, your falcons are some of the fastest animals in the world. Right, yes. So the fastest animal in the world is your peregrine falcon. They've been my work cut out for me this afternoon. Now, of course, before we fly her, I'm going to put a tracking device onto her. So this will help me find my bird if she decides that today is not her day for flying to the lure. She always has a choice in the matter. I can't force her to do anything she doesn't want to do. And these guys, they're also not like pets. They're not like your dogs that'll miss you and come looking for you. If this bird decides she wants to go and see what's on the other side of the dunes, she realizes I'm not around, she's not going to think, oh, falcons, it's a bit one-sided really.
Like they have long-term memory.
Long-term memory loss, no. They just don't really care about us, actually. I love Ray, right? I've been working with her for quite some time. Beautiful bird, flies like a dream. Does she feel the same way about me? No. Not unless I have food for her. So she's almost like a teenager, really. She only comes back from yeah, that's pretty much the relationship that we have. So if she doesn't see me, she forgets about me, she carries on doing what she likes to do. This will help me find her. I have got to go look for her instead. Now, of course, back 2,500 years ago, sorry, your Bedouins, they didn't have tracking devices, right? They didn't have such luxuries. So to prevent their birds from flying away back in the day, they used the hood. Right, so this doesn't mean that they flew their bird with a hood on. You'll notice that Ray can't see anything through this hood. This blocks her main sense, her eyesight. So this keeps her nice and calm. With these birds, it's what they see that bothers them. It's not what they hear. Right? Many people come to me after the demonstration and say this hood is a terrible device. It's torturing the animals. No. Right? Your falcons prefer to have the hood on in situations like this. Right? If there's a lot of activity, they'll be able to see it. They'll be able to spot it very, very quickly. It upsets them very quickly. Right? I'm sure you've all heard of the saying, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Right? It's a very old saying. It refers back to the hood and its effect on your falcons. It's what they see that bothers them. It's not what they hear, right? It's not what they imagine like we would. If we had to hood one another and some funny sound had to, you know, we had to hear some funny sound, we're going to make your hunting flight as short as you possibly could, right? It also enabled you to go and fetch your bird after she had caught that animal as well, which I'm going to be demonstrating once she's caught this lure. Right, there we go. So we've got our tracking device on. If you see a green light, we know we're ready to go. I'm going to start loosening up the jesses as well. Now Ray's going to start getting really excited. Now she knows it's no more talk anymore. Now she's going to get dinner. All right. Now before I fly her, I'd like to ask that everybody take a seat. Right, often these guys, they don't take notice of what's going on around them when the lure is out. They want to try and get this lure as quickly as possible. If you're standing or you move around, she could fly into you. It's going to hurt. Right. Been there, done that. Not a good idea. Not very pleasant. Right, so we want everybody to be nice and comfortable. There we go. Thanks very much, guys. Right. Strike the hood, take it off, and then this bird has a chance to look at what's going on around her. All right, then, girl. No love bites, please. There we go. All right, so she's having a nice, good squiz at you guys. Now, what she's doing at the moment, right, we're going to give her eyes some time to adjust. It's like us waking up in the middle of the night, going to the bathroom and switching the light on. Right? We're going to give her those eyes a little bit of time. And she's basically looking around to see how she can catch me out this afternoon as well. And these guys are very skilled hunters. They're also very lazy hunters. They don't want to waste energy. Right, if she can, she will try and grab me on the first pass, or grab the lure rather. All right, you want to take a seat for me, sir? Thank you. All right, so she's trying to work out how she can get me as quickly as possible. There we go, off she goes. Now you'll notice as she flies, she's going to keep an eye on me. What I want her to do, I want her to go far out. I want her to get a bit of height as well. We're going to call her in. All right, we want this game to be fair. Oh, here we go.
Oh my!
Reach her feet out for this lure. She's going to try and grab it in midair. This is what these birds do naturally out in the wild with birds in flight. want you to pretend that I'm a Bedouin. I've gone out hunting with my bird. She's caught me my dinner. Now remember, I've released her at short distance. This now allows me to run over to her and get my food. You'll notice she's very happy with herself. And she is not bringing this food back to me. Let's give this a bit of a tug. She's holding on tight. It's not in your raptor's nature to share food with one another. Never mind us. Alright, so she's going to start eating immediately. As a Bedouin, I've got to get over to her, and we're not going to steal this food from her. She's my hunting companion, so I'm going to swap this food out. Remember, out of sight, out of mind, I'm going to pop this in the glove. We're going to place it over what she's just caught for me. Now she's not going to mind. She's going to carry on eating. As long as there's food, she's happy. There we go, she jumps up on the glove. Good job, lady. She gets her food, I get mine. We both go home happy hunters. Very good job, lady. Let's give her another big round of applause. Yeah, very nice. Alright, so we're going to tether her, make sure she's nice and safe in the glove. Now when these guys eat, they've got no table manners whatsoever. Alright, they gulp their food down, they try and eat as quickly as they possibly can. And of course, many people see this and they think, oh, these poor birds are starved to get them to hunt. No. Right? A starving bird, bless you.
Thank you.
A starving bird wouldn't be able to do half of what Ray did for us today. Right, so to starve your bird is not a good idea. She gets about 10% of her weight in food every day, unless it's her off day. If it's her off day, she gets as much food as she wants. And if you think about it, if we all had to eat 10% of our weight in food every day, whoa, I'd be very happy. I don't know about you guys. Right, so if you could eat that amount of food, always be hungry, never pick up weight, you're very similar to a falcon. Right, so she's not eating like this because she's starving. Right, even though this is a captive bred bird, her instincts are still very much the same as her wild counterparts. They know that if they don't eat quick enough, which way?
You just move his hands that way.
This way.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
There we go. Alright, so big smile for the camera. There we go. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Oh, well done.
Above and beyond.